This is a track guide for Road America Bend version. I did it because I saw a lot of people struggling to get down on below 243s in Quali. So this is a qualification lap simulation for an easy sub 243 lap. It's on iRacing baseline setup, so it's not fancy setups, and it's a safe way to drive Road America. It's nothing on the edge. I'm not using any trail braking, and I'm having quite safe entries and exits on all corners. So that's the main idea, to have a safe lap that's still pretty quick. So coming up on first corner, you have the cones. I started braking at around the green marker. Over here, you see I already off throttle and just put my foot on the brake. And when I'm passing, I'm increasing my braking, and I'm only braking like 50-60% here. Just easy, take it easy. And I'm waiting for coming up to the curb. Over here, I start to turn in, and I let it go of the brake. Okay, so in real time. So really safe turn one. When you approach, find your steering angle and then keep it. This is crucial for every corner in my tutorial here. Every corner will be the same. I will try to find my angle and keep it, and use the throttle to adjust my speed through the corner. And if I notice that I can open up the steering, I will open up to hit the curb on the exit. That's the idea of all these corners. You see here, I have the steering angle, and I work with the throttle here at half throttle, and then I see I can increase, and from here it's full throttle. And a safe exit. And next turn is actually turn 3. We're into turn 2 now. You don't even notice this. But here you have two bumps in the asphalt. One over here, and you will see the next. And I start braking at the first one of these. Right there. And we start braking. And we go down here. And when I approach the second one, that's when I start to turn in. Still have some brake pressure here. Then I let it go. You see no trail braking, or not much. Just let go of the brake really hard. No fancy stuff. Easy to just adjust and try to stay at the steering angle all the way through. As soon as I feel I have the angle, I can go in throttle and then open up the steering on the exit. Look at it from bar shades. You see it's margin and the margin on the exit. Here you can run on this area, no problem. So this is a really safe line, but still fast enough. Okay, coming down to this. Here you have sand, and then you have coming up to asphalt and the 2 marker. So a safe braking here is when I hit the asphalt. And then I try to put the car halfway out over the curves. We'll see. Start braking. And you see brake pressure 60-70%, not more. And the curb is right over the steering wheel. Again, when I started to turn in, I hit the angle and I use from here, I use the throttle. There's no throttle here, and then I feel it. Okay, I have it. Then I use a little bit just to adjust how much rotation I got on the car. The same thing here. Here I know I have it, and I can put a little more throttle on. And then full throttle, and just, you see my opening up the steering wheel to hit this part of the track. This is off track if you hit the sand, but this, you want to hit this. And this is a really safe line also. You look at it from far chase, you'll see we have a lot of room. Still a lot of room, and I opened up the steering also. So in second gear, also important. You don't have to go to the first here. Change second and brake early and hit the turn in here. You can see here I open up the steering pretty much. For this, I stop letting go of the throttle at the signs when I don't see the signs anymore. Right about here somewhere. You see here I'm going off, and I just roll for a couple of meters, and then start to brake pressure. Again, not so much brake pressure here, and they have two bumps where the car goes up and then settles, and then I turn in. You see first the turn in here. You see again, I turn in, keep my angle. And then open up as soon as I can feel I have it, and I go on throttle. And if you look at it like real time, you'll see the two bumps, then I turn in. There. Again, safe line. A lot of more space to go faster if you want to. This is nothing. This is just full throttle. Just turn in, look at the exit, and open up and hit the curbs. This is the one I think a lot of people struggling with and overshooting. Just take it easy here again. There's no point in braking too late. It's better to brake early. So again, I'm braking before the 2 marker here. Well before the 2 marker, as you see. So that's really early. When I feel I'm passing the curb on the right side, then I turn in. Also second gear here. And if I have turn in and I use the throttle again, you see here I go on throttle at the apex and then just little dab to feel the steering. And it's a really safe line also. You see, no problem. You have a lot of space here you can use if you mess it up. Just be careful, take it easy. Safe inputs with the wheels. Nothing fancy with the braking. You see my braking comes off really hard here. There's no trail braking. Just goes off. So you don't have to trail brake to make it. For the next one, I'm aiming at a shadow, and there's an asphalt here. So I change to third gear right before, and then turn in right here. And now this is important stuff. From here, you see my steering angle. I will steer a little bit more, but I try to keep the steering angle. I have decided this is the right one. Then I use the throttle throughout this turn now to get more or less understeer. So just don't turn the wheel more. Just instead let go of the throttle. If you have to, tap the brakes a bit to rotate the car. But I'll say, if you look at my line here, you'll back up a bit and we'll look, and you'll see I'm just staying here and use the throttle. And I have a lot of room here. I could have gone faster here. There's a lot of room. But if you look at my steering wheel, you see there's not much movement on the steering wheel. That's a safe way also to do that turn and not to burn too much of the tires. Okay, coming up to the bend, we have this shadow here that we also use for braking and reference. So I start braking when I come to the shadow, or just before, but I see it before the car. You can see I'm going the brakes. Again, 70% braking, maybe 80 maximum, not more. Continue. There's a little bit more, actually. That's a bad move of mine, but still okay. And then at the cone here, there's my turning point. And again, you see there's no trail braking. I just comes off the brakes here really hard. Whoops, off like that. Again, find your angle and try to keep it and open up. And there's just a little, just tap the throttle once and then turn the other way. Same thing here. Just find your angle. No throttle until you're sure you have rotated the car here. And then you can open up the steering and watch that from the outside. You see here, you can go tighter if you want to, but this is a safe line. And on the exits, there's a lot of room I could use. I can open up even more there. And you can look at the steering here. I will open up. You see, I open up really early there. So just hit my marker. Okay, Canada bend, and there's a light patch of the grass here, and then this 2 marker. I tend to let go of the throttle with this when I hit this, and then brake a bit before the 2 marker when I'm braking for the safe move. So I'm on the brakes here. You see, here I start to go here, then the throttle goes off, and then I start to brake. And I use this little sand here for stop braking and turning point. So when I'm approaching this here, then I started turning when I can't see it anymore. And you see I'm still a little bit on the brakes here, but it comes off. This is as earlier. It's no trail braking. It's just on and off on the braking. And again, find your angle for steering and keep it. And aim, look in front and aim at the curb here, and then aim for exit here. Second gear, a lot of room here. I opened up the steering a lot here again. This is my steering angle. Here you got it. That's my angle. And then I feel I can open up to maximize the speed. Again, this is a really safe line for this corner. I think many of you have probably shot this one. This is a really safe line. You see here, right? There's a lot of room here. Super safe. Okay, next one, I stay on the curbs here. Halfway down the curbs, I have my turning point. This is third gear, just steering angle, hold it, Nothing fancy, it's easy. Last corner, I use there's a line in the asphalt coming up. I use that as my braking point, and I know I actually steered too early here. So this is the line I'm talking about. Coming up on that, then I can't see it anymore. Oh, that's the first line. It's the second line. That's the line. And here I start braking. And I turn in a little too early on this last corner. You can do this. It's a safer line, but normally I go until the end of the curves. You see here I'm turning a little earlier. You can go to the end of the curves here if you don't want to go that close to the grass here. You see I'm a little early on the apex here because I turned in a little too early. But this is also a safe line because here you can open up. You won't overshoot the apex, so it's a safe line to use. Again, this is we have a lot of more room here. I'm opening up to hit this exit here. So with this line, you can easily decide if you want to hold it or open up like I did there. Okay. And there's no fancy stuff here. That's just a straight. So that's a 2:42.0 lap. So we go back and watch it just live once. Try to be smooth on the steering wheel. Decide your angle. Not try to jank it anymore. If you're going too fast, then learn to adjust the speed. Practice. Better to slow down too much for the corner and have a good exit than having understeer through the corner and not gaining on the throttle early enough. Really safe exit there. And this, just don't brake too late. Just take it easy, brake, turn in, go on throttle, and you have a good exit. A little wobble there on the curb, but it's nothing. You can save it easy. Yeah, and that's straight left. So it's nothing fancy. It's the base iRacing baseline setup, and it's the weather for this is 30 degrees on the track, and I think it's 24 kps and northeast wind. So it's like the conditions for advanced this season. So that's 242s. And if you want, you can download Ghost Car from Garage 61. If you look at my name and you will find my session here. This is the lap we just watched, and this is I did one lap before, so I wasn't happy with that lap because I had some. But you see, it's pretty close. You can analyze them, and then you also do a ghost lap on them. And I really recommend practicing with ghost laps from drivers where you know they have a okay line. And there's also a tip for ghost lapping. If you open up the app INI for iRacing, you can adjust how far ahead you want the ghost car. I have it at a 8, and also the transparency of the ghost car, and I like it at 1. There's no transparency. That's just like following a car in a race. There's no transparency, so you have it just like you will have a normal car in front of you in the race, and you see the brake lights better, and the lines better, I think. So try adjusting that, and use the ghost car. And if you don't know how to put a ghost lap on your lap timer, just Google it, and there's a lot of tutorials on that. Well, that's it. Hope you can find some time or shave off some time. So see you later, guys.